My name is Trudy, and today I'm going to teach you what I consider to be a very important first aid survival skill, and that is splinting of a shoulder dislocation. The shoulder is the most mobile joint in the body, and because of this, it is also the most commonly dislocated joint in the body. Dislocation can be seen with those participating in high impact as well as high speed sports. Dislocating the shoulder causes intense pain, a physical deformity, and typically complete inability to move the shoulder joint. For these reasons, it is important to understand how to splint the shoulder until medical help can be obtained. For this demonstration, we will need either one large blanket, a sleeping blanket, or two smaller blankets. We will also need 4 cravats. A cravat is simply a large triangular piece of fabric. Today, I'm just going to be using one large blanket. So the first thing that I do is I take my blanket and I lay it out. I want it to measure really no more than 12 inches in width. Next, I take 3 of my 4 cravats. And as you can see, my cravats are all different colors. I do this so I know which ends of the cravat to tie together. If you don't have 4 different colored cravats, what you can do is take and twist your cravats. The friction of twisting will enable you to tie any 2 cravat ends together and it won't matter. Next, I take and I roll my blanket with the cravats inside. Finally, I take my 4th cravat and I use this just to secure the blanket so it doesn't unroll. And really, any kind of knot will do here. I like to just use a square knot. And so I don't have floppy ends, I tuck my ends underneath. This is our model, and for demonstration purposes, if her shoulder were to be dislocated, her arm would be in approximately this position. One way to test whether someone has a shoulder dislocation is she really wouldn't be able to move this to touch her opposite shoulder. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is place our splint right underneath the arm. The whole purpose of this is just to support the shoulder. And I'm going to ask her to hold the splint in place. Next, I'm going to come around to her other side and take one of my cravats and secure it. Again, if you have 3 different colors, you can use your 3 different colors to put it into place. I'm going to make this fairly tight. Again, the goal here is to support the shoulder, so we don't want this splint to be moving. The next one I'm going to secure is the one that goes on top of the opposite shoulder. With our last cravat, I'm going to take and loop this around her wrist because I really don't want her wrist to be moving all around. We want that shoulder just in one spot. And then the last cravat, the end of it, the back end, comes over the top of her arm. And to secure it in place like this. Now when she lets go, the arm shouldn't move a whole lot. At the very end, one thing you want to do is just check and make sure that her circulation is still good. And an easy way to do this is just by checking for capillary refill. So we squeeze her finger and watch the blood come back in, and this looks good. And can you wiggle your fingers? Excellent. That's the end of our demonstration on how to splint a shoulder.